If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Have you recently gone through a divorce or a breakup? Tonight we're going to give advice on how to make it through these tough situations a little bit easier. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Girlfriends Across America podcast. I am your host tonight, Annie, and I am so happy to be here. Real Girlfriends Across America is a company that has a foundation and mission to build lifelong friendships with women across the globe. We are broadcasting Sunday through Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. We want to hear from you, and we're always looking for new and fresh topics to discuss. Tonight I have Kay, Corinne, and Destiny on the line with me, as well as a host of other girlfriends listening out there. Make sure you listen and tune in every Sunday through Thursday. Tonight we'll be talking about being single again. So let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to bring up is if you are going through a divorce or a breakup, or recently have been through a divorce or breakup, the biggest thing you need to do is give yourself time. We're going to run through a couple things tonight to give you advice on what's going to make life easier. We all get scared of being alone, and I think most people have been through a breakup once or twice in their lives. I know I have. So I want us to get real tonight and talk about it, and we're going to let people know some mistakes we've made, because I always like to bring out those mistakes. So give yourself time and don't rush things. The biggest thing that I found when I was researching this is that people, they're not patient with themselves, and they get into rebound relationships. So the first thing we're talking about tonight is rebound relationships. So while I finish this here, I want you ladies to think about a rebound relationship that you went through. And if you don't have one of your own, you could tell a friend's story. But rebound relationships, it's when you don't want to build a new relationship with someone else when you don't have a relationship with yourself. We allow fear of being single and alone to drive us to unhealthy love relationships. Running into somebody else's arms is the worst thing that you can do, especially if you're hurting because you were not you were on the receiving end of some maybe bad treatment, or you didn't want the divorce or breakup, or you had no clue that it was coming. So why don't we start with you, Kay? Can you tell us about a time you or someone close to you had a rebound relationship? Let us know what happened. What do you think you should have done in retrospect? Would you change anything? And what lessons did you learn?
Well, I would say that rebound relationships probably aren't the best thing to do, because you're still sort of grieving for the past relationship. And the person that you're with doesn't get 100% of you. They may not even get 50% of you, because most of you is still, grieving the other person. So.
Yes, absolutely. When I was actually looking all of this up today, it reminded me of something from years ago. And I'm going to be honest with you guys because I always am. And I'm a little ashamed to tell this story just because I still feel bad to this day. So, hey, Joe, if you're listening out there, I'm sorry, dude. Sorry for what I did. But I had a rebound relationship, and this guy, Joe, I started dating right after a bad breakup, probably not even a few weeks. And we were together 6 months, and being into 6 months into it, he presented me with a promise ring. And I was like, I literally was not even on that page at all. Literally, I realized that I was just, I'm going to be honest, I was just basically filling my time. I did not feel the way about him that he obviously felt about me. And so I ended up breaking up with him and not taking that ring. It was a big old mess. His younger sister was only like 17 at the time. She like showed up at my house and was trying to fight me and shit. But yeah, I feel regret over doing that to somebody. It's not fair it wasn't fair to him, and I hurt him terribly, and I'm very sorry for that. And I just hope that me telling that story it'll give somebody some perspective, because we got to stop being so selfish sometimes and be good to people. And so yeah, I'm sorry that I hurt you, Joe. All right, Corinne, what about you? You got a story for us?
I don't think that I have entered into like a reject relationship. I know that sometimes, like, if I get into a new situation, and if I'll ask the person, like, when was the last time you've been in a relationship, and I may ask, question them if this is a reject type or rebound type of thing, depending on the time that they've been last in a relationship. I tend not to rush into relationships. Other than the 2 times that I've been married, my other relationships last 6 months, because I'm very I'm just over it fast. It's a thing that I don't feel like it's worth my time, and I try not to quickly enter into relationships, even though sometimes it doesn't always happen. But the longest relationships that I had that lasted over 6 months resulted in marriage. So yeah, I'm really not into jumping into a situation.
That's funny, though, because 6 months seems to be my number as well. Like, I would always, if I was with somebody 6 months and I wasn't feeling it, that was the time when I knew that it was, there was no moving forward. If I wasn't feeling it by that point, I guess I could have been considered a little cold-hearted, but in the same breath, like, I didn't want to continue to waste someone else's time or my own, as well as I felt like I gave that, 6 months is enough time to give somebody in a relationship to see, if you got to get to know people. I feel like people don't take enough time days to get to know people,
I agree.
So Destiny, sorry, girl. Destiny, what about you, hon?
Yeah, well, I can't.
You guys
really
can't
say...
tell me I'm the only one that's a heartbreaker. Come on.
Yeah, I can't really say anything because, I've got Jared. I'm happy. So yeah, I can't really say anything. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so I guess I'm just the only one in this group that's a heartbreaker, but I learned my lesson, and I'm not a bad girl anymore, okay? Jeez Louise, making me look bad, ladies. Good Lord. Anyways, hey, at least I'm able to admit it, right? Moving on when you're single again. And then I want to hear your thoughts on these tips, ladies. So the first one they say is get to know yourself. Kay, what do you think they mean by saying get to know yourself?
There are so many things that happen in just life in general, and sometimes we don't take the time to sit down and process and analyze what those things mean or why they happened or how we responded to them, why we responded to them in the way that we did. Like, we just don't have the time to do that. And so when you continue on in life and you never take that look and analyze, sort of your reaction to things, you don't really know yourself very well. So it's important to take some time to reflect on yourself and analyze the things that happened in the relationship, why they happened, at least you're part of it that you had control over, why you did the things you did, why you said the things you said. It's important to know yourself, because otherwise you're going to continue to make the same mistakes.
Right. So yeah, when you're in a relationship for a significant length of time, most decisions you make are made together. You even, down to where you eat, what you eat, how you're going to decorate your house, even sometimes the clothing that you wear is all determined based on your other half or, that your partner or spouse. So, you can make it fun and make it time for experimentation and discovery, see how you look in those Daisy Duke shorts again. No? So Corinne, would you say that you know yourself, and if you do, how did you get to the point where you feel so confident in saying that? What do you do, or what did you do? What self-reflection have you done to get to know yourself?
When you said that, the first thing that popped in my mind was a whole different type of self-love.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it pops in my mind, like, I guess getting to know yourself on a one-on-one type of basis since you're going to be single, I guess, and doing quote-unquote self-love. That's where my mind went. No, I don't think you understood, like, how can I put it without sounding vulgar? Like when you're by yourself type of self-love.
Right. Hey, there's nothing wrong with any self-love in my book, man. Like, in all reality, like, this is the 21st century, and we all know that we have to help ourselves out sometimes, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And what
right.
To do that, right? And when you're single, and it actually can really open up your sexuality a lot. If you explore a little bit and get toys and get out there, there's a lot of fun things you can discover about yourself and make yourself better in areas you never knew you could be better in.
Right. So I've been single for like 2 years, so I guess I know myself pretty well.
Sorry. Destiny, do you think you know yourself? If not, what kind of things do you think that you personally to get to know yourself sexually and non-sexually, as it may be?
I unfortunately, like, my mind went the same direction that Cotton's mind went, and yeah, I mean, I think I know myself pretty well. Being with Jared, we make a lot of decisions together. But
right.
I think I know myself pretty well as far as, like, when I'm away from him, I think
right.
I know that part of myself pretty well.
Well, and I think if you keep your open mind, you know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing is don't close your mind off, just because I think it's important that when we do have another half, we don't only use their word as God's word. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst thing you can do, and that's what can lead to issues in a relationship, Sexuality part, a lot of, it was saying a lot of men and women end up, getting divorced in big breakups in their 40s. And it's funny that the 40s is when the sexual drive is at its highest, so what a bummer to be in that age and being single, But like we said, thank God there's lots of toys out there.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with the 6 tips on how to get back on your feet after being single again. Hi, this is Annie with your trending news break. It's official. Joe Biden has selected Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate in the 2020 election. And Maya Rudolph, who played Harris during the Democratic presidential debates on Saturday Night Live, has some thoughts. That's spicy, she told EW. The news that Harris has been selected as Biden's choice for vice president broke while Rudolph happened to be recording a panel discussion with EW and other Emmy nominees. Coincidentally, Rudolph is Emmy nominated for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series for her portrayal of Harris on the sketch show. Oh, snap, Rudolph immediately responded upon hearing the news. Somebody's going to be very busy now, Wanda Sykes teased, alluding to Rudolph's return to Saturday Night Live.
Girlfriends Across America is on Patreon. Please follow us at patreon.com/Real Girlfriends Across America. We strive to bring good content, and we appreciate every show of support. Your donation could make a world of difference. Thank you for listening and all that you do.
All right, welcome back. So tip 1 was to get to know yourself. What you can do is get out there, learn your favorite foods, try out new hobbies. We had a show last week. I know we were talking about looking into hobbies and trying to find new things to do and stepping out there, and that's a really good way to get to know yourself, is to see the things that you like and you dislike, experiment and discover the real you. And then you never know the kind of people that will lead you to. So number 2 is give yourself time. This kind of goes along with that same thing. Don't rush. Therapists recommend a minimum of 1 year after a divorce or a big breakup before you should start dating again, and some people may need even longer. Kay, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think a year is long enough? Do you think it should be longer? What kind of important things do you think that time has to do with this?
I think it depends on the person and the circumstance around the breakup or the loss or whatever happened. Like, everybody's different. For myself, I would have, if I could do things over, I would have given myself longer time just to heal, because when you lose someone who was a part of you, if you cared about them, it's a sort of it can be a little bit traumatizing, depending on how close you guys were. And to jump right into a relationship with someone else, it just doesn't give you that time to heal yourself and get to know yourself again, because sometimes when you're in a relationship with someone, parts of you change. Like, your character might change a little bit, your personality might change a little bit. When I was married, I was married for 11 years, and I'm a completely different person than I was before I was ever married, because when you are with someone that long, the relationship changes you. And so you have to heal from that. You have to find yourself again. You have to, figure out who you are without that relationship, because you're not the same person you were before the relationship. You're not the same person that you were in the relationship. And so now you have to figure out who you are right now. And you don't get that time if you're jumping in there with somebody else.
Right. And I think it's important that people take that time to reflect, too, because, like you said, sometimes I think that some people, they adopt mannerisms, wording, the way they talk, the way they react to people. They adapt that to their spouse or their other half, and in a lot of cases, I think. And so part of your identity is kind of gone sometimes, I think, or at least you feel that way. But what it is that you're not a double unit anymore. You're just your single unit, and so you're actually able to explore exactly what you wanted. It's a time to be selfish. I mean, I remember my first marriage. There were certain shows that I was never watched because my ex did not like those shows. So and there was even he could be interesting, but I mean, I wasn't even allowed to listen to certain kinds of music with him. So now, like, I make sure that nobody ever will tell me what kind of music I can listen to again. And so that was one of those self-discovery things. Like, I don't ever want to be with anybody again that's going to tell me I can't listen to certain kind of music. So it's like that self-reflection.
This is Kate. It's really interesting that you should bring up music, because music was a huge thing in my marriage. Like, we listened to all kinds of music. I mean, music was just like a hobby for us. And when my husband passed away, I couldn't listen to music for some months. It was really difficult, because everything reminded me, every song on the radio, every music in my, every song on my phone it brought back memories. And so it took a long time before I could even open up some of the playlists that we used to have. So, yeah.
No, that's funny, too, because I think that's another part of healing. My sister just went through a big breakup as well, and certain, I've been through them, and certain songs you can't hear or listen to because they make you cry. But then as you start to heal, you might be able to listen to that artist again. Maybe not the certain songs, but that artist, you can put the artist on your playlist again. And then every once in a while, you might be able to listen to that song, or you just move on to other songs that you only keep those for the special times when you're trying to remember,
Right, right.
So, so Corinne, I'm going to ask you this regarding for the next tip, which is join some groups or clubs that interest you. I want to know what kind of groups and clubs you belong to. And if not, what kind of groups and clubs would you want to belong to be able to get out there? What do you think about some groups and clubs, girl?
I'm not really like a group and club type of a person. It's funny because I joined a bunch of groups that was around podcasts recently, like maybe like in the last month. So that was more or less for this. But
that's still joining
I was
something,
going to
right?
say something.
Group?
Yeah, that's doing something. That's something I'm always doing, like, reaching out, I guess, virtually to people, but I'm not, really into clubs. I was going to comment on the music thing because it's funny because my first marriage, I had made for our wedding gift, and sometimes those songs would play, and it's funny because I don't feel any type of way, but I remember when I was with my second marriage, certain songs would play, and he would be like, don't play that song. And I'm like, why? And he was like, it reminds me of my ex. So it was like a lot of songs he wouldn't let me play because it was associated with his ex.
And see, in my opinion, if that right there, that could be a red flag for somebody that if a song upsets somebody so much they don't want to hear it and then they bring up their ex because of it, like maybe they're not
right.
Maybe they're not, maybe you're in a rebound. It's like the
maybe.
Show. You might be a rebound if.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, it lasted 13 years. But,
oh, no, I wasn't saying you were a girl. I was saying the people out there.
That sounds like a real rebound type of situation. Yeah, no, definitely.
But no, girl, I know you
that
wouldn't be doing that.
me.
I'm the only one in this group that's the rebound queen, I guess.
Oh, no, you're the only one that was brave enough to share your story.
So, Destiny, honey, you know me. I'm not afraid to tell the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Right?
So,
that
Destiny,
reminds
what
me
about
of a
you?
movie that I watched on Netflix.
What was it?
It was called Seriously Single. It was cute. It's I think it's based in either Nigeria or South Africa. I think it might be Nigeria, but it was really cute, and it's about this girl who is on all of these rebounds or this breakup, and then how she, her friend tries to hook her up, and it's really funny. It's cute.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch that. Thank you for the suggestion, girl. And now we're going to get to Destiny. What do you think about, first of all, giving yourself time or joining some groups or clubs that would interest you? You think that would help people out?
Yeah. I even though I have church, I was in karaoke. I had joined a book club actually. I do think, especially like if you're going through something, keep your mind busy. Like, join a club, join whatever, do something.
Well, yeah, there's tons of clubs online and groups online you can even join. There's Facebook groups with people of same interests, and I mean, if you have a dog, there's dog parks. You can go friggin' let your dog play with other dogs, meet other dog lovers. There's lots of places that even with the COVID stuff going on, there's lots of places you can still get out and meet people.
Right.
And that is a very good avenue.
Even if you're not single, it's still important to do those things too. I mean, I know what was supposed to be tomorrow, I guess, but it has to wait another day. I was gonna go out with one of my friends, so it's also important to, give yourself time away from your other half too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said before, getting your own me time in, so that you're not only becoming his identity is a good thing.
Right.
All right, so we only have about 5 minutes left tonight, ladies. So I'm going to go through these last three, and then I want to hear your thoughts on these last three tips on what to do if you're single again. Number 4 is make new friends and develop a support system. A lot of your friends might have been shared, and it's okay to keep those friends, but you want to make new friends and have the opportunity to open your mind. It goes along with, the joining clubs and that interest you or groups that interest you. You can meet people that have similar interests, and it'll not only help keep your mind off of things, but you're not going to sit home feeling lonely all the time. And we all know that when you're sitting home feeling lonely, that's what leads to missing your ex, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Number 5, don't be afraid to have fun. It is okay to enjoy yourself. We are supposed to live life to the fullest, and especially with all this nonsense going on around us, we've got to make sure that we're having fun in life, and we're striving to do good and have a good time. And then the last one is when you feel ready to date, make sure to take it slow and easy. We got to remember it's important to fall in love with yourself and with being single before you want to move into seeking love again. So, Corinne, what are your final thoughts tonight?
Vodka is always a good support.
I totally agree with that. Just don't do it alone because you might end up drunk texting him.
Exactly. I agree with that one.
Nothing wrong with the girls' night, though, right? It's always, what's always fun, too, is I don't know about you guys, but having adult female friend pajama parties are about the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously, I don't know why they always said, I don't know why anybody stopped letting us have pajama parties when we graduated high school, because they're even more fun when you're older.
Totally.
So that's always a good thing. Right? Get your girlfriends
Right.
together and have a pajama party when you're single. Start calling some people. Just, remember those good old days when you used to call people and ask them if their refrigerator was running? All right. Well, we're almost out of time. Did you all ladies want to add anything else before we say goodnight?
It's just really important to not just lie down in bed. Like, you've got to get up and out. You've got to get exercise, because if you're by yourself alone, you're going to be depressed.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. That's absolutely true. Never isolate. Isolating is the worst thing you can do, even if you have to force yourself to go take a walk, get out in the sun, and get some vitamin D. All right. Thank you, everyone, for calling in and listening in. I can't wait until next time. Tomorrow we have another great topic, so make sure you join us at 6 p.m. Pacific time and 9 p.m. Eastern
on Sunday.
time. And Sunday,
Tomorrow.
sorry.
Yep.
What's that?
Tomorrow's Friday.
Right, we're not back tomorrow. We're back on Sunday. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'm on the COVID calendar, you guys. Forgive me. We will be back on Sunday. So have a good weekend. I didn't even know it's the weekend already. Have a peaceful and prosperous night, my friends.
Thank you for listening to yet another episode of The Real Girlfriends Across America. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We're here Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m. EDT time or 6 p.m. PDT time. Make sure you tune in on all of our platforms, and that's anywhere where podcasts are being played. Make sure you visit us at www.realgirlfriend.org or on Instagram at realgirlfriend7, that's the number 7, Twitter at realgirlfriend7, or on our Facebook page at Real Girlfriends Across America. We can't wait to chat with you next, and until next time, have a great and awesome day.